Can you can everybody hear me? Do we have? All right, there we go. Y'all should be able to hear me. Can y'all hear me? Okay. Give me some thumbs up. There we go. All right, cool. Give us 1 second while we get situated. Get these mics situated. Thank you everybody for stopping in. First one of the year. I didn't even realize that till just a minute ago. Let me get 1 second. Let me get you up here. All right. All right. There we go. All right. Hope everybody's doing well. Doing well. Thank you for stopping in today. Enjoying. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I got the mic situation or fixed and situated, and it's all clear. So give us just 1 second while we get everything. Let me see, LMFGSD, you got the mic. Let me see if I get Annie up here with us 1 second. Oh, there she is. Annie, can you hear us? We might have LMFG. Are you there? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you, but I
All
didn't
right,
hear
cool.
anything
No, I
else.
was just making sure. I was just making sure it wasn't me. All right, cool. I was just making sure it wasn't me. That's all. All right, Annie, you might have to drop out. I don't know if you can hear us or not. You might have to drop back, come back in.
Hello. So
Ah,
sorry.
there she is. There she is. Oh, good. Okay, cool. It's not just me. Cool.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Mm-hmm. You should I leave and come back? Because I don't see the co-host.
I don't see it. Let's ask PAWChain real quick and see.
He did his send, and I see you as a listener only. I don't see you as a co speaker. Okay, so can let me leave the space and then come back? Is that okay?
Okay, yeah, just drop down,
Sure.
come right back
Okay.
up. Yeah,
Okay. Bye.
bear with us, everybody. We'll get it. We'll get it going. Just 1 second. Spaces be spaces sometimes. Okay, she's out. All right. We got Deluge. I approved yours. I don't know if it went through or not. I see you as listener. It might just take a second. I think we might have a small lag, but not a big deal. I'm just happy y'all can hear me clearly. I feel really bad because this is space 42, 43, and we've been it's been crappy audio up until now. So all apologies and thank you for bearing with me. All right, I got some requests. So give me 1 second. Hopefully everybody had a good holidays, or recovering from that. All right, we got Annie back in the building. All right, Annie, there you go. Okay, Annie, you're back in. It looks like you might be situated. You got the co-host invite coming towards you. Should be good to go. Ah, there she is. There she is. Yes, we can.
Cool.
We can. We can.
Awesome. Let's see. Um,
There we go.
can you
And we
hear?
got yes,
Uh,
we got you. And we got the speakers coming through. I think everything's getting situated there. Awesome. Slowly but surely. Good old Twitter Spaces. You gotta love them.
I know, right? How you been? 21 pause?
All is well. All is well. Hopefully, can you hear me? Okay. You good? You hear me clear?
Yeah.
Everybody said it. Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. I feel like a new person now because everybody can hear me clearly,
Yeah.
which is
Hey,
great.
new year, new you. You know.
Right,
So
new year, new space. That's what we need. New year, new space.
exactly. Yeah. So are you gonna change that 21 to 24?
Oh, I thought I did for the New Year celebration, but I didn't want to take it back. I've had the same. We went through this with
Uh,
23. I was 2023 Paul up until whenever 23 came. So, and then I went back to 21. And then 24 now. So I'll go back.
yeah.
I'll go back.
All right. Well, that's great. I think if you change your handle, you're gonna lose the your the blue mark,
Right. Yeah, you
right?
will. You will. Yeah, I
So
believe so.
gotta be
Yeah, so I'll
careful.
probably just let it ride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see who's
Who else
here.
we got?
Who's Delusia?
I saw Sir came in, and I don't know if he's still with us or not. He might have dropped out. We had a few other.
Um.
I don't. For some reason, it wouldn't let me approve them. I was trying to approve people, but it wasn't working out too well for me.
Yeah. It's I had an issue too, so I had to leave and come back. Maybe he goes, if he does that, I fix it. Cause he was connected to ours. He had some issues earlier on the Spanish, but he
Oh,
was able
okay.
to join after.
I just sent Sir Shibs an invite via DM.
Awesome.
And then Immortal.
Thank you. Delusia?
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
Why are you doxing yourself? I mean, seriously. I have to tell everyone, like, bruh, come on.
Okay.
No, I'm
So
just
the reason is because this year I plan to launch Delusia NFT, and so I'll be doxing myself via KYC anyways.
hmm
And I have nothing to hide. I've got nothing to worry about because just like this community and just like this project, I'm all about security and transparency. So
Oh,
you know, and we're all about hashtag make soon great again. Let's get that trending, folks.
oh
That's
yeah. Thanks
amazing.
very much. Thank you
Yes,
for the
Absolutely.
explanation.
great
Looking forward.
reminder. Great reminder. Yes, we got
Yep.
to keep pumping that. Make soon great again. Bring that back. Bring
That's
that back.
right. That's right.
And hats off to you, man, for the transparency. That's great. Well said. Hats off. Big salute for that.
Yeah. So I don't personally mind doxing myself. I was going to do it eventually, So, but anyways,
I'm with you, man. I know I got
Yeah.
some. I know I got some. I know I got some photos floating around somewhere on the internet, so it ain't too far from there.
Yeah, I mean, I had to ask,
yeah.
it's you mentioned you wanted to. I remember last year you wanted to do something with chain,
Yep.
right?
I
Your
wanted to build on PAWChain. Yeah. So it's basically I'm going to be doing a music NFT. So I'm going to create an album and I'm going to create it into an NFT and I'm going to actually launch it on blockchain radio, having it stream 24/7. And I create AI art digital images free each song. If you buy the album, you can buy the album or the songs individually. I want to build that on PawChain. And I've already been in talks with, a few folks that are needed for projects like that. Build it on Chronos, build a token on Chronos. And so um, it's a goal and it's in the roadmap. And if the time is right and the finances are there, then that's when I'll go ahead and start working on all the paperwork. So, but yeah, wouldn't do it anywhere else but PawChain.
I love it. Awesome. Beautiful. Beautiful. I can wait to see more.
Plus, with my yeah, and my background, like I'm not really scared either. Like former Marine, former law enforcement officer, government security clearance. I really don't have anything to worry about. So personally, I don't plan on rugging people or scamming people because that's why I'm in this community because I'm sick of that. So I wanted to come somewhere I could feel safe knowing that wouldn't happen. And then I'll continue the trend myself personally.
Nice, man. It's nice. That's good stuff. Good stuff.
Thank you. Thank you. Go ahead. All right.
All right. I think. What do you think, Andy? You want to go just get into the recap? You want to wait a few more minutes for some more speakers? I know we're missing a few. Uh, Sir and Crypto Lounge. I don't know if they're coming today or not.
I'm gonna message him. See see what if he
Okay.
can come too. So it's up to you. Uh,
We'll
if
dive in.
here
Yeah.
if the people here listening joining the space, can you please retweet the space? Oh
Yes,
no,
yes.
sorry, repost. Thank you.
Retweet
Really
the room.
appreciate it.
Retweet the room. There you go. Retweet the room. All right, yeah, that's cool. While you send those out, I guess we'll go ahead and we'll dive in. It's already coming up on, 15 minutes in, so I know we like trying to keep it within the hour. So yeah, we'll go ahead and dive right in. Then I guess number 43. We'll get to the recap. Where everybody, again, this is always an open floor, open space. So if you have any questions, concerns, anything, just like to say hello, introduce yourself, whatever, feel free to come on up and say hello. And again, this is number 43. Thanks everybody for joining us and making it through the poor audio up until now. Definitely appreciate it. Welcome to our community hangout, number 43. This is a weekly recap from December 23rd through December 30th, 2023, highlighting the latest developments in PAWChain for our new and longtime investors and members of our community. If you are new to our community or simply stepped away from the project news or stepped away for a little time, news for a little bit is you might have noticed changes in the Paw logo and our website, pawecosystem.com. The project has gone through a rebranding. The new website was built from the ground up with a more corporate feel and less of a meme theme moving forward. After a long and after a long wait for Certic to provide a score to us, we finally got it. As of today, the score stands at 91.59, ranking us at number 41 overall on Certic Leadership Dashboard. And of course, you can always go to certic.com or Certic, the webpage and the website, and you can verify everything. And we do hold a lot of the top 10% standings still currently. So that's always hats off to that big celebration. And we officially applied on November 18th to pitch on season 2 of the world's first Web3 TV show, Killer Whales, by the at Hello Labs. Please show your support and let the Hello Labs know the strength of the Paul community. We can always follow them, and we'll get the links put up top or the ats put up top for y'all as well. So they're just, it's really easy. It's at the Hello Labs, all lowercase. You want to give them a follow and turn on your notifications. And just engage whenever you see posts and stuff like that. Everything, every little bit helps. So it all helps. PAWChain beta is now being tested by the development team and waiting to be public. So we're still moving forward with that, which I know everybody's waiting for and excited about. I know me personally myself. This week we had a sneak peek of the layer 3 on the official account PAWChain, on the official PAWChain, which is our host. If you haven't followed them by now, please do give them a follow and turn on your definitely turn on your notifications for that. I've got mine on. I think we all do. This week we had a sneak peek of the layer 3 on the official account PAWChain on X here on Twitter. If you haven't visited our Paw ecosystem blog, please do so and find the latest post named Paw's Year in Review: Milestones and Achievements of 2023, which is a great it's a great write. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, then please do. It's fantastic and it's definitely worth the time. I can't ask you to do that enough. It's definitely worth it. It's a great read. You will find the highlights of PAWChain in 2023. Our Reddit team, led by Scotia Girl, posted "Welcome to Meet the Team," the first of many posts that will introduce the community to the amazing people helping to grow the Paw ecosystem. Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Scotia Girl, for starting this series of posts for the community. We definitely appreciate it. And those are going to be really cool reads too. If you haven't had a chance, definitely check that out as well. Really, really well crafted, well put together, and it's just a great effort. So thank you very much for that. We have 2 giveaways by 2 community members. We have the one that's been going on for I think since June. Raboshi's Nakamura is giving away 10,000 USD in Paw at 1 billion market cap to one lucky winner. And we have Small Whale is giving away 10,000 USD in Paw at 12 billion market cap to one lucky winner as well. And we'll get those ads put up top the way I can follow along and partake in those. That's going to be really that's a lot of Paw for 2 lucky winners as well. So that's going to be cool. And a quick reminder, as always, we something to remind and tell all your friends, we are always, we are a one token ecosystem. Have been since the beginning. Will continue to be moving forward. So that's just one of the. I guess that's probably the most imperative reminder we send y'all home with each week is we are a one token ecosystem and everything Paw related is within Paw. So something we like to just kind of remind. And we have some. Hey, sir, what's up, man? I see you down there. If you're making, I don't know if you have bad internet or not this week, but and that's the recap for us this week. So what we'll do is we'll try to go around now. I guess we'll just say hello. Just kind of, we'll do the weekly deeds. See what jumped off the pages for us this week with Paul. And if anybody, has anything that we weren't covered in the recap, feel free to bring it up and we can go over that as well. And we'll start with you, Delusion. How's it going, man? Good to have you back. Always good to have you up. If you had anything specific this week that kind of, jumped off the pages for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me up as always. Stoked to be back in it again. So something that jumped off the page for me, I think, is probably that the PAWChain layers uh, and solutions are much closer to being completed than expected, and we're getting transparency and communication from reliable sources like Steve, and in the Discord, and the community is basically being updated on a continuous basis about how close things are, what's being done, and I mean we're 6 months early, and that right there just it speaks volumes, and it's a great start for the year to help the anticipation as well. This year, I think, is going to be full of a lot of surprises for a lot of people. But what I think PawChain is going to do is not just surprise people, but it's going to impress people as well and set a new tone for communities and for projects. I think because the L1, 2, and 3 all launching, all audited. Obviously the Certus score will pump from that, and that'll be fantastic. And we'll have more community involvement. Our holder count's growing. That's fantastic. More people that are getting exposed to Paul, more people that are getting knowledge from like influencers like Wadi and like Crypto Lounge, as well as reaching out to different communities that we have, like Robinhood. Reaches out to the Turkish community, and I reach out to like content creator and AI art community members, musicians. Like I'm working on Megadeth right now, and a couple other things, and I think that's just really really big, and it's great, and I think a lot of people are starting to notice us a little bit more, and the I think our spread is getting further out, our reach is getting further out now, um, and obviously our market cap's growing and stuff. And I personally actually put a promise out there, like if we hit a $30 billion market cap, fully diluted, that I am going to tattoo the Paul logo, both on behind my ears, as I'm a tattoo enthusiast and artist, self-expressionist. And I mean, $30 billion market cap, I won't be working after that, so I got no one to impress, you know what I mean? But yeah, that's it for me. Keep that hashtag make soon great again going. Keep the momentum going. Not worrying about the charts. We're going to have ups and downs, as we saw that New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and then we see we're doing well right now, but who's to say that won't change tomorrow? So I think just focusing on what accomplishments are going to be launching this month, which we've been told and are on set and on path and on course to achieve. I think that's fantastic, and that's what we should focus on. And the FUD, just get it out of here. It's not necessary. We need to make sure that folks are educated and we're compassionate with new holders and new investors, and make sure that instead of arguing, we actually educate and help people and guide people and direct people. And then if there's those folks that just are sick of it and don't want to deal with it, cool, carry on. you know um, and but yeah, that's it for me. I appreciate the time. I'll probably step down after this, but I just wanted to shed my love and spread the word, and tell you how things have been going on my side, is from what I've been seeing for this community, and from PAWChain and the team. Much respect to the team. You guys are working your asses off, and we can see that. Everyone, like all the moderators, all of the developers, all the marketers, all the influencers, everyone around the clock, nonstop. So much love and thank you all. I appreciate it.
Always good to have you, man. It's always good to have you up. And I'm glad you said all that, because what's really exciting is to see that, as Paul produces the tools needed to build, it's going to be really exciting to see what people like yourself and other builders come forth with. It's not so much just building just for the token and building just for the Paul project. It's giving everybody the tools they need to build. So it's kind of, it's like you spoke about education and moving the space forward. It's going to be really, really, really exciting to see what comes forth and what comes out of all this, and not just for what we're building. What other people take and utilize the tools that PAWChain has, and see what they build and what they think of and how they integrate and how things just come together. I think something I've recently learned is or not recently learned, but kind of put more of a focus on, is PAWChain's want to connect every EVM chain out there. So that's kind of cool when you think about it. It's a whole new playground that's being built. So we're going to see what happens, and it's really, really exciting. And we also got Crypto Lounge that joined us. So I'm going to circle back around to you, bro. We were just kind of doing the recap. We already went over it. Just kind of doing the intros and what jumped off the pages for us this week. And Paul, I'm pretty sure you're caught up. So I'll just let you have it, brother. Welcome, welcome. And thanks for joining.
Hello, hello, everybody. I'm coming in a little bit late, but it's a beautiful day, man. We I was listening to Delusion. There's a lot of good stuff, man. He was saying, and I really need to. I want to second that on when it comes to the out of pocket sentiment. Really, honestly, guys, there's a lot going on here. We all know this. I say this redundantly when it comes to the chart. Honestly, I don't look at the chart because of what's really going on behind the doors and what's really behind that coin, which is a massive multiplex of a utility. And it's a beautiful canvas too, going forward for a lot of developers to put their code on and expand on their code, expand on their reach. You can do that with this ecosystem very easily with the cross chain format, with the zero knowledge security that's going to be embedded. I think it's going to be a good playing field for developers. And that coin, that movement, that's going to be the byproduct of what's going to happen with development and what the utilities are going to bring. That's going to happen. So for me, guys, I don't even worry about the price action because you can get a headache looking at that thing every day, and we know it's going to fluctuate. What I'm worried about is the performance of this chain, the performance of the hubs, and I think that's where it's going to shine. And again, the price action, that's byproduct. That's going to happen. We know that's going to be beautiful going into the future. So as far as utility, I can't wait to see it roll out. I can't wait to see the what people think about it. The developer feedback. I can't wait to see that. I think it's going to be outstanding because I think they're going to love it. You know what I mean?
Oops, sorry. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely right. I think it's like I said, I use the word playground for lack of a better phrase, but just to kind of give everybody what they need, and kind of just to see what everybody can imagine, what they can dream up. It's gonna be cool, man, to see what comes forth and see what happens. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, you love it. It's here's another thing too. You think about the adoption percentages and the projections when it comes to blockchain adoption. I'm not just talking about cryptocurrency, guys. I'm talking about blockchain tech adoption. In with the institutions, with banking, uh, pretty much you name it. Even on a local level, I'm seeing it in my town, which is crazy. I've been talking to a lot of local leaders and a lot of these credit unions in town. They're even using to this day silently. They're plugging this in. So I think that's great going forward, and I think it's great for just the space in general. We're about to expand globally. And a lot of people that don't know about it, they're going to find out about it. And I think it's a great opportunity for Paul coming in with this new infrastructure. There's a lot of things going on, guys, that we don't know about on a local level and within these financial systems. They're coming. They're already been implanted, but they're about to unleash what they have. And I think we're going to meet the road. We're going to meet in the middle of the road, and there's going to be a kind of like a mingling effect to where these everything is going to run parallel. And I love it. That's what I love because that's what real adoption looks like. That's what it's going to look like going into the future. You know, not what we think, but it's just going to happen, guys. And again, I'm just excited about Paul in the tech and how it's going to mesh well with the real world.
No, and that's an absolute great point. We hear a lot of we hear the word adoption quite a bit, and it really, I think what people are really hollering and screaming is just accept my cryptocurrency. They don't really offer anything
Yeah.
for the other side of it. It's got to be. I mean, let's be real. Let's be honest for a minute. It's got to be a 50-50 deal. You can't ask someone
Hmm.
to utilize your product if they don't benefit in any kind of way from it, and you can't be the only one. So We hear a lot of projects that say,
Yep.
"Oh, adoption this, adoption that," accept my crypto, but they have nothing to offer. So I think it's really exciting to see how PAWChain will integrate with the current networks out there, and how they'll work.
Hmm.
With Paul Market, or not Paul Marketplace, Paul Merchant, sorry. They'll work tandem, and they'll work, and they're kind of integrate together and work together. And I think it's going to be really, like you said, revolutionary. Seeing different places pick up on blockchain tech is going to be really cool, and seeing what businesses kind of
Yeah.
embrace it, and kind of move forth with it.
No, the way it's built, it plugs in beautifully with the real world, beautifully on all aspects. When you can think about a financial aspect, point of sale aspect, on a visual level when it comes to the Park Club, that social interaction, that's enter and out when it comes to, that function. That's global if you really think about it. And I know this we're still early on the ballpark with that, but that Park Club thing is going to be huge, especially with the educational factors. But just to bring it into the peer-to-peer, when it comes to digital asset trading as well as financial trading, vendor trading, merchant trading, that is big, man. So and nobody's doing that but Paul right now, and nobody has that infrastructure to facilitate that, but the Paul chain ecosystem. So
and it
pretty
and,
cool, man.
and it
Pretty
is, and
cool.
one of the, as you're sitting there saying it, I'm sitting there thinking to myself, small business is a big thing right now. We all, after COVID, everybody was home, everybody had an idea, and everybody started to put them on paper. So small businesses, it's always been a big
Yep.
thing. You always want to push small business. There's small business Saturdays in a lot of cities where people, things like that. So Paul Chain actually can help benefit those smaller businesses and the bigger ones, and try to move them forward, and try to stand. So it just, there's a lot of applications for it, and it applies to a lot of different types of networks,
Yeah.
a lot of different types of businesses, a lot of different points of sales, a lot of different customers. I mean, it's just like you said, global is such a small word. I don't think it does quite the justice what I'm trying to say, but you get what I'm saying. It's just a
I totally get it.
it's just like a whole universe
Yeah.
of transactional aspects that blockchain just encompasses, and I think that's really really cool, man. And it is going to take the world by storm. I'm super excited, obviously.
Yeah. Peer-to-peer has always been huge. You can go back to when Napster first started with the music, peer-to-peer music. Man, I could take you all the way back to the Bear Share days. It's been huge, but now you're going to see it on a digital asset level. Web3 base with the privacy level too as well. With this inter off-chain transferability, man, this is big. I've got to tell you, man.
Yeah, great point. Great point with the peer to peer. I remember the LimeWire, the LimeWire days, and the Napster
Yeah, you remember that? Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
it was a big hit, and that was, it's the same basics of technology, and that's a great example you put it in.
Yep,
It's the same
yep.
exact, and how big of a hit was that? Napster was in court doing multi-million dollar lawsuits. We saw it happen. It was a big, taking away the freedom thing. It was big on all aspects. Also, some of the artists lost money.
Yeah,
There was different ways to look at it, but the point I'm making, it was a big hit. One way or the other, whether you liked it or loved it, it definitely made
yeah.
some noise.
Well, yeah, it upset the balance, and that's what PAWChain with this ecosystem is about to do. It's going to upset the balance a little bit, going to piss some people off, but it's okay. This is what innovation. This is what it does essentially, and this is what you're going to see here: an upset of the balance of the normal way of doing things. You know, this is good.
No doubt, no doubt, and I like the tech aspect of it too, because like we say the thing, and I know I'll say this again, and I'll probably say this until I'm blue in the face, but it hasn't been done before, and it's a new way to look at things. It's a new way to, it's a new way to apply blockchain to different aspects. And I think when you can do that, when you're successful in one aspect and you start to apply it to multiple, and you can kind of see how it can kind of go and transpire across many different fields, man, that's revolutionary. We've got a very powerful tool in our hands here, and just to kind of see it come forth and start to ignite is going to be really really cool. And that's why I always say I'm really curious to see what other fires become ignited, because as we're sitting here talking in a Saturday space, I guarantee you there's other developers and people thinking a little bit further than we are. They probably see some things that'll blow our minds. So I'm really excited to see that. I think it's gonna be really cool. Sorry, I think we kind of, I know we kind of went off the subject there for the rails, but hey, that's what the spaces are for, man.
Yeah, my
No, no, hey, that's
apologies.
what it's
Yeah,
for, man.
it's
That's what it's for. If anybody, if you feel free, please come up. If you're interested and you've got anything to contribute, that's exactly what the spaces are for. Otherwise, we'll sit here and talk Paul all day long. I know you can do it, so can I. So hey, we can get it done. But yeah, if anybody wants, feel free to come up, join in, grab a mic. You're free to contribute. This is kind of a laid back, chill space today. I believe it's just me and Crypto Lounge. Annie was having some technical difficulties earlier, so she might be in and out. No big deal. we had Delusion, but yeah, we'll just keep it kind of chilled out today. But yeah, crypto. I think it's just gonna be me and you today, man. I don't think we have any more speakers. We had Sir earlier, but we lost him. I think he had some technical difficulties. But it'll probably just be me and you.
Yeah,
But I do think I
yeah,
do
no,
think that you're that hitting the nail on the head with the LimeWire and the peer to peer network, because that was what the first time that aspect of peer to peer was ever really kind of exploited, was through the music sharing, and I think they went about it
yeah,
kind of crazy, and like I said, it made people mad, and a lot of artists were upset by it and stuff like that. But maybe that's why we see such resistance from in the financial sector. Yeah, if you remember back then, how many artists were going to court, taking the platforms to court, saying that they were ripping their music off. So you can kind of understand why the financial system
yeah.
doesn't really accept the same technology as it was trying to push back then, right? So you can kind of see.
Well, yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. That was like the first glimpse of, I guess, decentralized way of distributing, media, if you will, because it was not only music, it was, movies, and it was actual documents,
No,
text, and different types of. I even seen, a lot of gamage too, when it comes to like PlayStation and Nintendo. People were like basically sharing everything that could be digitally formatted and moved. So, and that shocked the whole playing field when it comes to the centralized approach of distributing media and things of that nature. They were pissed, and it took them a while to figure it out. But once they did, they put checks and balances, and a lot of those platforms went away because they were regulated out. But you see them now, and there you see them now at Spotify. You see a lot of the SoundCloud is one of the new ones that are compliant. They're still doing it, but it's more of a compliant nature now. There's regulations in place, so it took them a while to get it, get everything in place, but they did. And this is what's happening with crypto. The regulations. I know the UK is going to be actually formally, implanting theirs in April, I think it is. So we'll get to see some really hardcore language and implemented cryptocurrency regulations going into the third quarter. So that's going to be really cool to see what that looks like. I think in the states here, we're probably going to mimic that and maybe contort it a little bit, copy and paste some existing laws, and probably get ours too. Maybe not this year, but rolling into next January, I believe. So it's going to be an interesting year.
totally, I agree, and not only because I hate to say it, I normally don't speak this, but well, there'll be some political things changing. We have some people taking office next year, so it'll
Yeah,
be. And the only reason I bring that up is because you'll see different people either embrace or hate, the crypto sector. So we might see it kind of come out some new avenues, which will be really good for the crypto space. I definitely look
yeah.
forward to that, and hopefully we'll be able to find some leverage there and maybe some traction there. And that'll be helpful.
I think they're figuring out, bro. I gotta tell
No,
you,
go
bro.
ahead.
21, they're figuring out that they've lost that fight. You're not gonna be
Yeah,
able to defeat.
looks
They
like it.
know it, and a lot of the congressmen and senators, yeah, that they lost that fight, and there's it's this really a foolish notion now, and you can see it in the sec too. With they're pretty much from what I've just read, we're gonna get some ETFs. We're gonna get that. So there's no delay as far as what I just read. There were some considerable concerns about some marginal delays, but everything looks to be pretty good now. As far as what they're going to actually approve, the first block, not sure. It could be one or two. Maybe it could be like a whole bulk approval, which would be great. That would send Bitcoin to the moon. But I think just one would really, really help the situation. It only takes one, and then everybody's going to go crazy. Then Bitcoin's going to go nuts. So that's good news, and it's right. But when it comes to regulation, I think there's a predicted recession too. I don't think we're going to go into a recession, but there's a predicted recession as well. So, you know, I mentioned that in my tweet. If you have this ETF rush and a recession that kind of like collides later this year, it's going to be an interesting dynamic to kind of observe. So, I don't know what defeats what, but I would think that you get a good round of ETFs going, and I think Bitcoin is going to go. It's going to rocket, and that's good. That's good for the bottom line. That's good for the space. That's good for all altcoins. You know.
It is. It definitely is. And I can't agree with you more to that, because I mean, let's be honest. We got the halving coming up. There's a lot of things that are going to make
Mhm.
the next year very interesting. Of course, it's not financial advice. We don't do financial advice, but we can say that it will be a very interesting year to follow. So,
Mhm.
what'll happen with that is people will come in just like we did. We came in at a time we were looking to make a few bucks, maybe got into a community and over again. But except this time, it's going to be I'm coming in, I'm looking to make a few bucks, but I found this entire new network that is freaking badass, man. And it can save people money. It can
Yeah.
save congestion on regular based networks in the field. Like, what have I found here? I've stumbled upon a gem, and I think that that bridge there and that fence there is going to be very easily leaped coming over this next year. And I think people are going to be able to find the benefits of blockchain tech and be able to find who's doing what, who's building what, who's building quality products. And I think that's where we'll definitely shine. I know over the past year we
Yeah.
had a lot of weights, we had a lot of things that we had a lot of time periods that we had to conquer, and we had a lot of weights going on and stuff like that. But it was all whenever that time comes and people are looking for quality products and they're like, oh, hey, this right here, that's whenever, oh man, okay, now I get it. Now I get it. Now I understand why it took so long to audit
Mhm.
or to build or to complete properly, because now we're starting to shine in a market where, it's going to be kind of hard to. Everybody's going to be screaming the same thing like we've
Yeah.
always heard. So I think it'll, there's a lot of things in store that we haven't seen the benefit of yet. And I think it's really going to be definitely exciting. And I think, like you said, the blockchain tech sector is definitely going to take off somewhere, and it's going to be good. It's going to be good to see where it goes.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You could, I think a lot of like GM, for instance, I talk about this a lot with the automated building of cars, automation. You can use blockchain and IoT, Internet of Things. You can use that together to completely automate, guys, the production of car building. Pretty much any type of production facility can be ran by blockchain on an automated level with a slight little plug-in of an AI machine learning technology. You could do this, and a lot of these guys, these CEOs, especially GM and Ford, they're really thinking about doing this. Now, I don't know what that will mean for the workforce. That is a touchy subject, but going forward, blockchain is going to be used heavily to reduce costs, because this is what's happening. There's a lot of cost reduction going on in production, a lot of outsourcing. So you even have China as well. They're thinking about automating a lot of things. You can do that with blockchain. You can do that. Traceable technology with blockchain when it comes to livestock. They're doing that in Texas right now. They're using blockchain and IoT and satellites, linking that all together just to track livestock, to track the movement of different commodities and things. Blockchain is about to explode. So, and if your situation is geared towards that or even built in any way to be able to be integrated in that situation, that's good. That's good. And in 21, you talked about a lot of the blockchains that are out now. We know a lot of them are one trick ponies that were built in days of the early days of cryptocurrency. So, you know, they would have to be upgraded. They would have to be actually enhanced to do what we see in the future and what we're going to see people who really want on a private level, but versus a public level, what they want the blockchains to do for them. And as you can see institutionally, they're building their own. They're going private on it, doing private permission blockchains within the banking system. We see that. So I got to tell you, with the way Paul is built, there's no one trick pony here. We know this. We know we get a lot of information, guys, especially in Discord. The devs are very transparent. We know that this is not a one trick pony. We know that it's applicable across many different planes, inside cryptocurrency and outside of cryptocurrency. This is good. Trust me, this is good.
You're absolutely right, and that's man, I can't agree with you more, because as we sit back and we were talking about like the scalability, 80,000, we might say
Mhm.
something like 80,000 transactions per second, but what that means is you can move that much data down the blockchain in a matter of seconds. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a
Mhm.
financial thing. It doesn't necessarily have to be a financial transaction. If you're able to move those blocks of data across a network that fast, and those big ass blocks with that much data, it opens the playing field on for something like PAWChain to be applicable in a lot of new aspects and a lot of new
Mhm.
fields, in my opinion. So that's what gets me very excited. So I want to make sure I, kind
Mhm.
of broke that down for anybody listening who might be, well, why the hell does this blockchain have to do with, something financial, or a cryptocurrency has something to do with this, or that? There's different ways to skin a cat, you know what I mean? Or there's different ways to
Absolutely.
so there, you just got to think where all is it applicable. And it really blows your mind when you can kind of sit back and think, well, where is the world moving to, and what's trending now? What's been the latest trend, and we've all have cell phones, cell phone network, uh, being a robust network, being a fast network, being able to handle all the data on the network has been a thing in our conversation for what, the past 10 years maybe. It doesn't matter if you're talking about your
Yeah.
cable.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're talking about your cell phone. There's there's always been a lack of being able to transfer data, and just imagine what a
Mhm.
blockchain can do for data movement. So you just got to kind of think what's really possible, and it's really exciting. I like to think about it.
Yeah, it is, man. Yeah, a lot of people, a lot of the outside entities, they're afraid of it because of the anonymity. These they want to say it's a secretive nature, but it's just the nature of blockchain. It's very secure in its own right, and you can't meddle with it. You put this in the voting system across the world, I think it makes the voting way more secure than it is now because there's no intermingling. I mean, it is what it is. A blockchain is very traceable, can't hide things, it can be mischievous to voting. So and I'm just talking voting. Don't get me started on the banking. It even makes banking more solid as well. But it is traceable. So for those banking systems that are laundering, it's pretty tough to do that when you have blockchain running the business. It's going to be very easy to track what you're doing. So in its own right, it's very a lot of people are fearful of it, and that's why they don't want to use it because they're doing bad things with their businesses or whatever you may be. But I got to tell you, when it comes to cryptocurrency and blockchain, guys, we only use it's vastly untapped. The actual abilities of blockchain and cryptocurrency, we're only using like a very small percentage of its abilities and of its expandable nature. And blockchain, don't get me started, maybe a tenth of a percent of what it could be used for going into the future on a global level. We could use it for a lot of things. We're just using it for buys and sells right now. Just inner space, applicability. Blockchain can be used for a vast amount of, and it can expedite a lot of things that we're using, what we're doing now in the real world. And I think it's high time that we start really opening this technology up.
Definitely, definitely. I've actually changed one of my hashtags. One of my new favorite hashtags now is blockchain innovation, and I absolutely
Yeah.
love include being a. Let me rephrase that. I'm such a big fan of being able to include such a hashtag into a Paul chain post, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like it's not about just
Yeah.
green candles, and it's not about just chart.
Yeah. Buys and
Yeah,
sells. Yeah.
charts looking great, man. This is actually moving a technology forward, and it's just
Hmm.
yeah,
It's
it's
big, man.
mind-boggling, and I just can't be more
Hmm.
proud and just more honored to be here on this journey. It really is cool, and I just as the more we talk about it, the more excited I get, and I think I know we could probably do this all day, but yeah, it's just great, man. It's a great place to be, and it's a great thing to be able to witness and see it happen. It's definitely
And just think
yeah,
about it. This is very cliche, 21, and we hear this a lot. You're early. We're early. That is very true. And I think we're so lucky because when it does get to the point to where we're talking about, let's say 10 years down the road, we're going to be sitting back and we're going to be laughing at everybody. And we knew this a long time ago, guys. We were really getting excited about this 10 years
right.
ago.
When
You
at
know,
what point
we're going to be able to look
at
back,
what point does your early transpire into your late? You know what I mean? Like
you're late.
at what point in time
Yeah,
am I able? I mean, and I don't say
yeah,
that negatively. We're joking here, but at what point in time, I mean, like
absolutely. Yeah.
at what point in time am I going to be able to say, hey, okay, well, you should have listened at some point. Like it. I completely understand what you mean. I get that, 100%, a hundred
And
percent.
it's tricky too. You have to be early in the right project, in the right movement too, as well, because we know there's pitfalls. You can be early. You don't want to be early in the rug pool. You don't want you don't want to be early and be sitting, like a duck. Excuse my, but you get what I'm saying,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah,
We've been there. We've all been there before. We've been excited about things that didn't actually happen. We've been investing profusely in things that look great. The tech, we thought the tech was great, and it's literally in the toilet right now. I've done it. I know you guys have done it. We're sick of that. It's really cool to know that, especially in this situation, because I know I'm invested. I know you guys are invested. Some of you guys are heavily invested. I know you feel great about this. There's actual product here. There's actual development. Transparency is off the charts with PAWChain. This is something that's pretty rare, and let me know. I know for me, guys, it's very few projects, and I've really condensed my portfolio greatly this year. And that was one of the things going into this year I told myself I was going to do. I was going to cut the fat. It's really cool to know that, and I'm comfortable. I know you guys can sleep well when you're talking about Paul. When you tell your family members, man, I'm invested in Paul. It's a comforting feeling that you get with this situation, and we're about to see this stuff roll out too as well, and we're gonna see it in action. It's great. It's rare though. I don't know if you guys agree with me, but it's very rare because if I can look at my portfolio and I can go back a couple of months, maybe 8 or 9 months, and a lot of what I thought was cool and what I thought was going to develop and blossom into some beautiful stuff, it's rugged. It's done. it's toast. And it still shocks me when I look back in retrospect and I'm like, man, this really looked great when I got into it. The TG was pumping, you know, AMAs, all that good stuff. And it's flatline. Nothing's there anymore. So a lot of people that went through that, they're not here with us at this point in time, guys. They've left the space and they probably have negative feelings about the space. But it's good to know that, you know, we're here now, you know, and I feel very confident about Paul. And I have other plays as well, but I got to tell you, this is one of the ones that when I sleep at night, I don't worry about it, and I'm very excited about it.
That's the nail right on the head. I've been in, and like yourself, been in a few different projects. I think we all have. We all definitely did not start here in Paul, and if you did, congratulations. I'm very envious of you, and I love you, love you for that. But yeah, I don't think we all started here in Paul. But man, I've never
Yeah,
been in a project before where I just didn't look at the charts and I've heard people say that, but I've never been able to experience it. You know, like I'm one of those anal people. Where I'm looking at the charts like every day to see 2%. Oh God, we're mooning.
yeah,
One of the so I think we all start off like that. But I mean, with Paul, man, it's never been about the charts. We know where it's gonna go. We know what's gonna happen. We're pretty confident in that, and we're confident in what's being built. So I just think it's really cool to be in. There's a reason. It's not because I'm so confident in the price action. It's because I'm really interested in what's being built behind the scenes, if that makes sense.
right.
So that's
Yep.
another thing that kind of
Mhm.
holds my attention as well. And it's not because I'm not interested in what's happening in prices. I'm just really more so interested in the technology and the things that they are building and what's being built behind the scenes and what's going to be applicable. And I think that's the core.
You know the key word though,
But
21 is what's actually being
right,
built
right,
versus what we're being told that's being built.
right.
We're actually seeing it. You know, we said we had alpha what 9 months ago when we first saw the alpha.
Yeah.
You know, run the three hubs. You know, you don't see that.
No.
You don't see that in
And
the
I
space.
yeah,
You know, you're told about it. We hear it. We hear it from the these devs. I'm not gonna say any names. You know, we were told about a lot of this product and the code and everything, but we don't see any evidence of it, and it never happens. We see these beautiful videos, but it never comes to fruition. That didn't happen here. What they said was going on. What Parkishi was brilliantly laying out in those AMAs that we were listening to, which I still go back and listen to. It's happening, guys. It's freaking happening. And we see the evidence. This is rare.
If I can jump in, speaking
sure,
about
sure, yeah. Go ahead, bro. Sorry, go ahead.
very yeah. I was thank for having me back up. I got the opportunity to come back up, and I've been listening, and there's a couple things I want to share. Kind of jumping on the subject of things coming into inflation. I was having a conversation today with a community member as well as a team member, and we were talking about how the PAW ecosystem may be officially the first ecosystem to fulfill Ryoshi's original vision of handing over the DAO with a complete project with completed launched promises, technology, innovation, with the all of the utilities, everything secure, audited, and the team KYC'd, everything done the way it should be done, the way it should have been done for a lot of us, and a lot of the promises that we were given how it was going to be done to some of us who came from the other communities that made promises and never kept them. We may actually see this be a community driven project and it be a finished project and built by Genesis team members and Paul team members of all nature from all over, and those who got in, when it started, like us, like myself, we will be able to say that we saw that through. We got the wool pulled over our eyes in other communities. We learned, we fell hard, some of us, but then we got back up and we found Paul. And if you're here, then you're in the right place. That's my opinion. Because if you stick this out, if you have seen what's been promised so far and has been like provided and delivered so far per the roadmap, per the white paper, we're already ahead of the game. One thing I'd like to talk about is Paul Merchant. Paul Merchant, something I'm working on with. I'm trying to hustle and grind to get some big reseller companies like Poshmark, eBay, and Morsari to get on board and innovate and incorporate and then potentially partner with PAWChain for reseller needs for, those platforms using Paw Merchant. There's a lot of poshers out there. There's a lot of people that sell on eBay, and the fees, my gosh, it's ridiculous.
Mhm.
And I think Paw Merchant is going to be huge. I think Paw Club's going to be huge for social interactions in this digital space that we have. And with everything going on with the world, we've got geopolitics, you've got wars, you've got, here in the US, you've got an election happening this year. I don't think that people understand how big that affects things around us. And so for Paul to be thriving and still building, always be building, right? And to be able to deliver polished products that have been audited, that work, that function as they were said to function, um, all utilizing the token ecosystem. That's what we all wanted originally, and I think we're getting that here, and people are going to see that. So I think it's really great to see that one day, when the community can vote, the people that were here, the devs, the marketers, the influencers, the leads, everybody, Steve and Fafo and Annie and 21 Paw and everybody that's involved, that's part of this team. When the community says, hey, we want you to continue running this ecosystem and this community and this project, because when you started, this is what you said. When you offered delivery, this is what you delivered, and you delivered on time. You've been transparent, you provided security for us, and we as investors feel good having you as our core team members running this. And obviously, there's a lot more to it, the back end and the paperwork of it. But it's great to see that we have a lot of crew team members, like core crew team members, that are grinding just as hard, and we can see on the outside. But to 21 Paw's point, I'm excited to see what they're building on the back end, because that's where I come in. Like I had said, I want to build on PAWChain. I can't wait to see who else wants to build. I know Brian was talking about the honorarium project, wanting to be the first project to launch on PAWChain. That's fantastic. That's fantastic that you already have a serious and legit, put together, established project that's wanting to launch on PAWChain. Like, how freaking awesome is that? I mean, we're still, so young as a project, and as an infantry project, an infant project in an infancy stage. And I think it's crucial to look at all the utilities that are going to be launching, and how that's going to affect fintech. That's going to affect the financial side of everything too. Where if we can use PawChain's innovative technology for financial services, and using the Paw ecosystem and using the card services, and if I can pay my car payment using the Paw ecosystem's financial systems that they use and that are being launched as part of these utilities, I mean, how amazing is that going to be? Like, what a time to be alive. I tell my daughter that all the time. I'm in my 40s, and so and I have an adult child, and I have a youngster, and I tell my daughter all the time. I say, you just watch what your generation has coming to you. You're not all the movies that you see, and the video games that you play, like the 2077 Cyberpunk, like that's going to be your life. And me, your old man, is the one who's investing in that future for you. So you're welcome. but I think that's really important to think about, is the long term of what all this like ripple effect of innovative technology is going to do for our future. So thanks for letting me rant. I appreciate it.
Oh man, anytime. No, it's not a rant. That's what this community space is for. Just anybody who's tuning in. And
That's some great points
yeah, I
too.
mean, awesome points, man. God, thanks for coming up and spending time with us and sharing your knowledge, bro. That's what this is—a collective, a collective affair of knowledge. We like to come together, show and talk, and man, we always appreciate your points and everything you're doing, bro. All the efforts and everything you're trying to put together. And big salute, brother. Big salute. And we did get.
Thank you.
Oh, no worries, man. No worries, and thank you for the shout out too, man. I know as a team member, this has been one of the absolute greatest experiences of my life, and I can say that wholeheartedly. And that's what this absolutely means everything to me to be up here as part of the ball team with everybody, and I absolutely love it. It's an honor. It has been since day one. And that's truly how I hold it, and it means the absolute world to me. So I'll always be transparent about that. So I appreciate the kind words, and on which I speak. I'm pretty sure I can speak for the entire team when I say that. So definitely thank you for that. And we
Absolutely.
did get Sir Shiz, man. Thank you for joining, bro. Welcome, welcome. I'll just let you start from the beginning. If you had anything that jumped off the pages for you this week for Paul, feel free to join in. We're just kind of sitting around, just kind of shooting, talking a little bit about Paul, man. What you got?
Hey man, what's up? Yeah, no, I'm just finally glad that I could get in and wait. Can you guys hear me? You guys can hear me, right?
Yes, yes, we got you, bro. We got you.
Okay, yeah, no, my phone. Oh gosh, it's horrible. I don't know if it's my phone or the internet, but anyway, yeah, for me, I don't know that it was this week, but it was within the last week or two, I think, about the paw card, which anybody who knows me knows I could talk about this for hours. Just my excitement towards it. um, the convenience factor of just being able to literally transfer, by myself without my bank, without anyone else doing anything, from my crypto onto my card and just go about my business. I have a card with another crypto project, CryptoCom. I know other people in here also have that card. And so, yeah, I'm just really, excited for that. Really looking forward to that. There's been a lot of news, excuse me, in the past week, about sort of updating about the developments with beta, and then like the steps towards mainnet and the audits and whatnot. So yeah, the transparency, I don't know, I don't want to say things that anyone else has already said, but just the transparency here is spectacular. I've read comments. I've seen some people not impressed with the fact that there may be a delay here, or it didn't come out by end of year. But I mean, this is the real world, right? I mean, how many times in your life do you talk to anyone doing anything where everything works out perfectly? It's just That's just not how the world really works. So I'm not upset about it at all, and I'm actually quite grateful that the developers have been so open with all of us and filling us in on exactly what's happening. I did hear a little bit of other people speaking of another project that a lot of us have also been in where that wasn't the case. So yeah, all of that for me is great news. Also, the audits, Tech and who was it, Hacking, two audits. So yeah, you can see for sure that the team is taking security as high as possible here, which again, in some other projects I've been in, that really hasn't been the case. Every project will do things differently, but obviously this is our investment, one of our investments. It's our hard-earned money, and we really don't want to have to worry about it disappearing or it getting stuck somewhere where we can't get it. So yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. And the other thing, and again, I don't know if it was this past week. Sorry, with the holidays and everything, a little bit
All right,
confused
all
here.
right.
But it was screenshot. Steve shared it, and it was when he was speaking with one of the PAWChain developers, saying, "No one has ever done this in the world before." Like, I mean, I know there's a lot of skeptics. I mean, I am myself at times. And when you see something like that, I can see people rolling their eyes and going, "Oh, I've heard this all before." But if you've actually done your research, if you've actually spent the time doing your actual research, going through everything, which there's a lot, there's a ton of information, but you can see that what they're saying, what we've been told this far by the developers, has been true, has been accurate. And so it's just I'm so excited right now. I mean, not just for the chain, but like I said earlier, for the card. I realized there might be like a card before the chain, which would also be cool, and then maybe with the chain there might be like an upgraded one, which I'm not saying this is a fact. It's just how I'm looking, like how it seems to be. But either way, however it works out, super excited about all of those things. The card again, you know, we talked before. Bill, I think, is Bill in here? There's Bill down there. Hi, Bill. Bill Schilling in real life at his pool tournaments, with his paw swag, his gear. I mean, I don't have that stuff, but when I go to pay for something, and again now with my CryptoCom card, people are always asking me, "Well, what is that card?" And then there you go. There, it's a conversation starter. It's a foot in the door for me to start talking about crypto in general, and then obviously with a paw card, I would be talking specifically exclusively about that, but yeah, it's that, talking about mass adoption and all of the rest of it, which all takes time. But credit card, you're using your credit card to pay for something. Gee, I haven't seen that card before. What is that, or what company is that? There you go. There's your chance to start talking to people, not just online but in person. So yeah, sorry, I'm kind of going off the rails there a bit about everything. I'm just super jacked up and super excited. I can't wait for beta to come out, and then yeah, looking forward to the results of the audits. So yeah, it's a waiting game right now. Everyone's saying we're in here early. Crypto Lounge said that, he's right. And again, making sure you're in the right project. That's the thing, which in my opinion, we all are. We've all made a very good decision here. It's just a matter of seeing it through, and holding on until we actually get the tech out there for everyone else to see what we've all been talking about for the last basically 12 months. Um, yeah. So thanks for having me up. That's all I wanted to say. Thanks everybody.
Oh, sorry, bro. I couldn't find my button, man. Undo my mic. So glad to have you, man. Thanks for stopping by. And the one thing that jumped off the page, security. You can't, man. And I'll say this just because I know it's been a topic a lot. The audits have come up, and people, have not really questioned it, but there's a lot of different points of views, a lot of different ways to look at it. But from where I'm at, I see it two different ways. You can complain about security before, or you can complain about security after the fact. So,
Exactly.
so,
Exactly.
Thank you.
I mean, let's
Thank
be
you.
real here, man. Going into it, we're playing with a lot of money. There's going to be a lot of money at stake that's none of ours, none of our own. So to go an extra step and to look out and to make sure that it's beyond what it needs to be will always be the route that PAWChain takes. They're always going to make sure that things are a little bit more extra secure as opposed to what's required, if that makes sense. So and when you're building a lot, when you're building ecosystems, you have to be that tedious with things, and that's how you build quality products. It's not about, I'd much rather hear that than, hey, we got done early, because at the end of the day, when mistakes are made and things happen in the end and fingers start to get pointed, it definitely won't be a Paul Chainer. We don't have none of those things to worry about. I know I've heard people mention previous life experiences in the crypto world with different projects and things. So that's definitely not the route that we're going to take. So I know that that's one way that we definitely try to stand out and stay away from those types of avenues. And hell, if they were to say it's going to take a little longer, we're going to do a third audit. Whatever the case may be. I can't, me personally, I can't fault someone for wanting to make sure everything's good. Because we have the whole, trust me, bro. We have so many different variables in a crypto world for them to be able to say, hey, we're just going to make sure one more time. I mean, come on now. And people, I can't. That's like doing us a favor. Like, I can't give PAWChain enough high fives for that, or thank them enough for that, because that's definitely a change of pace in this. It's a change of pace in this space. So to have someone, looking out for you that in that kind of way should be appreciated. And that's my personal opinion, but that's just how I see it, going into it. But I just want to say that because when you brought the security thing up, it reminded me of it.
I agree 100%. Yeah, no, definitely. It's very comforting for me to know that is, the priority. Security, again, with your funds. Doesn't matter how much you invested, it's your money. You don't want to have it just taken away or stuck somewhere where you can't get to it. The more time I spend on Surtech looking at different projects, it's surprising. It's unsettling, to be honest, with quite a few projects out there. If you go through and look, and I'm not saying, yeah, there are other, like security firms, I guess, like Surtech. There are other ones. Perhaps they've got an audit through there. I didn't really go into it that much, but just going through Surtech's page, and you start digging around into some projects, and you're like, are you serious? Like, I kind of assume, right, which is a huge mistake for any investment to assume. But yeah, no, you're right, man. 100% security. I 100% feel safe with this project, which I don't think I have ever really said that before in any of my crypto investments. So and the fact that it's so easy to talk to the team, like you team members, right? Or Steve on Telegram. I mean, it's fair. I get a very good feeling. I feel very comfortable. I'm not up at night wondering what's going to happen next or worrying if anything's going to happen next. So yeah, no, security for sure.
Definitely, man. We don't ever do financial advice, but we can give you advice on how to protect your money. Do your own research and, you know, and find some credit to these projects that if you're out there chasing one, if it just happens to not be this one, and everybody's out to free. It's a huge world out there. Just stay safe, do your research, and you know, just be careful, and find projects that are doing things like PAWChain, that are transparent like that and have audits. I mean, I know before our Certic audit, there wasn't really a whole lot of buzz about audits going around, and like you had to be not a real crypto guru, but you had to know a little bit about crypto to know that Certic was doing security audits, and there was other resources besides Trust Me, bro. You had to kind of do a little bit of research, but now it's kind of becoming a standard. So that's always a good thing, man. I know we feel really great about that. So that's really one of the good buy factors of it. So it's really cool. All right, so I guess
And
go, go ahead.
if you just think back, yeah, I just want to touch on security
Sure,
too
sure,
as well.
yeah.
It's very important. Just think back, guys. Just backtrack a little bit, back all the way to February of last year. Lots of hacks, lots of security hacks, and a lot of it was within DeFi platforms where you had your DeFi loans. A lot of staking protocols are hacked. A lot of bridges were hacked. Just think Solana. They had a lot of issues with that last year, amongst other platforms as well. Um, if it comes to that, I am totally okay with waiting on an audit. I'm totally okay if you want to do it once, twice, three times. Get it right. Especially with this type of platform, security is of the utmost importance. So, especially when there's bridges involved, that security is of the utmost important. There can be no cracks, no holes. I think we need to get that right, and it's very important to do that. So, I have no problem waiting.
Hey, can I touch on something, Crypto Lounge, that you kind of just narrowed me to? So, when it comes to security, if you think about it, um, I'd rather, like you said, I would rather wait and have it done right the first time, with all the rugs going on, with all the honeypots going on, with all these folks that are at large right now. People have PTSD from investing, right? And that's like a real deal. We were talking about that in the space earlier this week. And I think a lot of people that are coming into new projects have PTSD from prior projects because they got rugged or they got lied to or they got scammed or they got banned or they got told to shut up or, it was a honeypot, or they were made, given promises that were not kept, or they were just given that, trust me, bro, that whole soon kind of bullcrap. And that's why I say, hey, we're making soon great again because this is the deal. Like we're giving, like you can go to Steve and ask him, hey, Steve, what's going on with this? And he'll tell you an answer to your face. Like, go on Discord, go on Telegram. I promise he's going to answer you. That's just the type of people that are running this project. They're not the trust me bro. They're not the how dare you ask questions. How dare you defy? Stand in line and obey. They're the, oh, you know what? That's a great question. I might not have the answer now. Let me go find it. Or you might actually get the answer. So there's another thing about with transparency and security that with this community that I've noticed since being an investor since March, right? I've witnessed a lot of people that I think they hear, okay, we heard this before. This is the same horse and pony show. Okay, they're promising this, they're promising that. Oh, and now there's a delay. Oh, blah, blah. Well, you have to think this PawChain is doing something that no one's ever done before. So of course it's going to take longer. Of course, there's going to be more needed. And I would rather there be more security checks, there be more vulnerability checks, there be more auditing on something that is absolutely brand new. Because as an investor and a tech enthusiast, if you're investing in something that is not really out there or is in beta across a retail, industry, if you look at it a business aspect, when you're investing in, tech for new, cell phones or for new devices or for new drone technology, for new smart technology, it's all new. No one's done it before. So how are we supposed to know that it's going to be 110% secure and safe for us to use and invest in if we don't have that proof of work? And with that, I think that's the whole coming into it as a new investor. People are very hesitant because they've been promised the new tech. They've been promised the new layer twos and the bridges and this is and that's, with just, pretty scented books. But the fact is they were not given what they were promised, or they were stolen from and they were scammed. I've been there. A lot of us been there. So I think kind of taking a step back, taking a breath, and just understanding that you're not going to, you can ask, like, if you're worried, or if you're like, this is bullshit, nah, I call bullshit, please, like, go ahead, call, like, hit me up, hit anybody up, like, voice your concerns, because we want to thin that PTSD out. We want to get that out of your mind and out of your head, that this is not that project, this is not that community, this is not that situation, and here is why X, Y, and Z. You can go find it on CERTIC. You can go find it in the white paper. You can go find it asking Steve or asking any of the team members. I personally have worked with lead devs, lead admins on small little minor things that some lead devs or some lead admins of other projects would have never even talked to me about, or let alone acknowledged. They'd have had somebody else do it because they were sitting back, drinking whatever they're drinking, smoking whatever they're smoking, living the good life on my dollar. And I don't feel that here. I feel respected. There's one thing I want to throw out. I feel respected. In other projects, I felt like a number and I felt like a dollar sign. I feel respected because my input matters. Doesn't matter how big my bag is. Doesn't matter if I have bags with other projects. I'm here like everyone else because we are all equal. Equality is another thing. And if equality in this community is huge. Everybody is equally important. Doesn't matter how much you hold, and it doesn't matter where you come from. Doesn't matter what your goals are. If you're gonna, dump tomorrow, or if you're gonna hold for 5 years. Welcome. Like, the door's there. All of that past, just leave it right there, and then close it behind you, because welcome in, brand new, right? That's the way I felt, and I've been feeling for almost 12 months. So, well, exactly 12 months, I guess, because January is the 12-month anniversary. So that's I just like to share that sentiment, and to folks that have been here a while, and I just want y'all to stay motivated, because to everyone's point, like, everything's just begun. It's all just started, and I think this month we're going to see fireworks. Not just for the new year, but we're going to see a lot of things happening with these promises, as well as the development of this technology that we have been talking about, that we have been educated about. And if you're not educated about blockchain technology, multi chain and cross platform and cross chain technology, go ahead and reach out to anybody. Crypto Lounge, Waddy, 21 Paw, I mean, Annie, freaking Brian, Effie, UB, I mean, everybody, dude. Like, there's tons of people, Rugs. I mean, there's tons of individuals that you can hit up, even in the Discord. There's no stupid question. There's no stupid question. And we have fun too. That's the best part, is we have fun. This community's got to be lighthearted too, and it is, because you can't be serious all the time. You can't, because then you get emotionally invested, and when you're emotionally invested and things go wrong, that's when you dump, because you think, oh, this is that PTSD, right? You got to wash that out. If you want to, make your money, that's cool. Day traders, do your thing, but at the same time, for us that are in the long hold, in for the long run, absolutely, just leave your coat at the door, hang out, and watch the show.
There you go. There you go, man. Great point. Hi, Ace. I see you got your hand up. Give me 1 second, brother, and I'm just gonna capitalize on the transparency thing you said, Delusia. That was great, and it kind of reminded me. I know we've had some not questions or whatnot, but we had an unlock coming up on the 16th of January, and just to let everybody know, that will be relocked for 30 days. That is going to be locked back up because it is not needed right now. So therefore, to just have it kind of floating around, it's just going to be locked back up where it's safe, and that kind of leads me to that. So just to kind of capitalize on your transparency, just wanted to remind everybody that and let everybody know. I know I've seen some questions, I've seen some posts asking about the date coming and this and that. It'll, and whenever it's needed, it'll be unlocked in. So we'll just kind of move forward at that point in time. And hi Ace, thank you for your patience, brother. What you got for us today? And welcome.
Yeah, thanks very much, 21. I appreciate it. Hello, everybody. I just wanted to point out one thing to everybody there, so I'll be short and sweet. Um, with all the audits and everything else that's been done, I think we really need to remind people that it doesn't matter how safe PAWChain is, you still have to look after your wallet. So that's still back on everybody else. PAWChain is not going to mind your wallet for you. That's up to you. Don't connect to malicious sites. Store offline if you can. But it's just something that hasn't been said, and I just wanted to add that. Thanks very much.
No problem, no problem, man. Always good to see you, Hayes. Thanks for stopping by. I know we've been in the same communities for quite some time, man. It's always good to see you. It's always a pleasure, brother. Good to have you. And we also, crypto guy, you joined us quite some time ago, man. I greatly apologize. I should have gave you a warmer welcome in between them, but we had quite a few speakers, and I got a little excited there. I'm not gonna lie to you. But welcome, welcome. I'd like to give you the floor for a minute. If, did you have something that jumped off the pages for you this week with PawSwap? And welcome to the space, by the way.
Appreciate it. Thank you. I just wanted to say hi and like introduce myself. So I just wanted to say that I joined recently and just excited to be part of this project. And I joined after the AMA call on December 18th. It was just really cool what they had put out there, and I was really excited to join. And luckily I moved pretty quick before like the super big spike happened towards the Christmas time. But I just wanted to say hi and introduce myself.
Man, what a treat! What a treat! Welcome, welcome, and thank you for coming up and saying hello. Everybody in the room, I know we're all close friends and fans, but if y'all want, welcome. Let's welcome Crypto Guy to the fam. Let's shoot him a follow, give him some follows, give him some retweets, and let's get it going. And definitely welcome, man. So glad to have you. Thanks for coming up and introducing yourself. Pleasure to have you up, and we have these every Saturday. We normally do them at 4 o'clock. I know sometimes the changes might or the time might alter, but it hasn't in quite some time. But yeah, every Saturday we're here, man. Same place, same time. We're here talking Paul. So you are always more than welcome to join us. Do you have the Discord and Telegram links and everything you need? If not, we can get them put up top for you if you need them.
Yeah, I've been in there. It's been really helpful being in there, and it definitely like is a lot more transparent. I'm pretty new to crypto. I've only been in it for about 3 months since like October. So I think this community, like everyone's been saying, has been pretty transparent. So it's been a reason that I moved so fast to join the community, and doing these spaces is really fun. And like all you guys have been saying, it's you guys are all close and been part of the project for a while. I did have a question. I know I put in the chat and Search Tips mentioned it, but I wanted to put it out there. I was just curious why you guys thought that the fully diluted market cap of this project is only 20 million, with it building, an L1 platform. I just feel like it's pretty small for an L1 platform. Um, if you guys have any thoughts on that, I was just curious, since you've been with the project for longer than I
Oh
have.
yeah, great question, man. Great question. And let me be the first to welcome you. Not only are we building an L1 platform, that's going to come accompanied with an L2 and an L3. So yeah, there's quite a bit going on. As far as the market cap, we are a very young project. We are very young. We're only not even a year old. I believe the end of this month we'll have our year birthday. We are very, very extremely young for a crypto project on this for this magnitude, shall I say. This isn't just a token that we're dropping. We're not just airdropping some tokens to everybody. There is an entire ecosystem being built and being completed. So we are extremely, extremely young. So that'll be my best suggestion or my best explanation for why we are such a low market value or low MC right now. But of course, like I said, that being said, it's only up from here. So we've got a long ways to go from here. So yeah, it's kind of crazy to see it on the Certic page as well. We're in the top 10% of a lot of things, and we are actually lowest market cap value on the top. I believe it's a top 40 leaderboard, if I'm not mistaken. I want to say it's the 40 leaderboard. We are the lowest value, lowest market cap value project on there, which is something to be. I'm very proud of it. I think everybody's very proud of that. So we're up there with some bigger contenders. So I think it's a really cool thing. But yeah, it's just I'm gonna say project immaturity is probably going to be the best explanation for that there. Was that the only question you had today, or can y'all still hear me? Am I good?
Yeah, that makes sense. That's interesting. I also feel that you guys just rebranded and kind of like released that you guys are going to go in this direction. As like, if I was not mistaken, you guys were planning to build on Shibarium before, so I think maybe it's a little bit more unknown that you guys are, building your own blockchain. Uh, am I getting that right, or am
No,
I
no, you
off
are
topic?
no, you are correct. In the very beginning, we were anticipated to be a decentralized swap on the Shibarium platform, but after learning the capabilities and things like that, and learning just what the potential we might actually have, it just didn't make sense. It didn't justify to just build on one. You know what I mean? Why not just do everything ourselves and build it from scratch? And that's exactly what happened. And you saw it being built, and you see it, and that's what you see coming forth between your eyes or before your eyes today. So yeah, that was the intentions in the beginning. So there was I'm not going to say confusion, but there were some different avenues taken. And then we kind of branched out on our own. We did the more corporate field rebranding a couple months ago, back in November. So you are correct about that. And then the cross chain actually just kind of took off and kind of started to grow on its own as an idea and stuff like that. Just more recently over the summertime. So whenever I say project immaturity, to see PAWChain as it is today is not how it was whenever it was first born. So we've actually evolved and come a long way. So I think it's still ongoing. And like you said, is and that's when I use the word immaturity, for lack of a better phrase, to try to put that in a nutshell. But that is absolutely correct. We did have intentions in the beginning, but like I said, there was just a whole new world to conquer. We just didn't feel like stopping there. So why should we have limit ourselves to just that one platform? So we just kept on going, and here we are now, man.
Cool. Yeah, it's exciting. And you did touch on the bridges. Like I said, I am new to crypto, and I have heard a lot about the security issues with bridges. Since we are implementing quite a few bridges in our concept, how vulnerable do you guys have any information that you could share to uh, help me understand how the bridges are going to be secured to hacks?
Yep. So we'll have the layer three bridge will be the main bridge that we'll be using. So, and I think the a lot of the bridges outside of I know our number one ally for that is going to be the CerTic continual monitoring program. Those that actually looks for things like things like that, like weaknesses, intrusions, things like that that we might not notice for a naked eye. As far as like security, so the continual monitoring program will be a big ally for that, and that's just not for the bridge. That's for the entire ecosystem. So the bridge's security also it won't be just like a normal bridge. It's coded, it's built from the ground up. So there's not a lot of what you might call like a back doors, things like that you might have to worry about whenever you're working on for lack of a better phrase, I'll call it a copy pasta bridge. You know what I mean? So the vulnerabilities that you might find on multiple bridges are because the first copy and pasta, and whenever they made the second bridge, they didn't change it. We're building everything from scratch. If there was, and I say this, if with a capitalization, if there was a vulnerability, nobody's going to know about it. And that's how a lot of the hacks are pulled off, is because the vulnerabilities are made public. That's not the case with anything made in the blockchain ecosystem, because everything is built from scratch. So therefore, the security on top of the continual monitoring program provided by Certic, which is, like I said, it is outstanding, and it is because they do continuously monitor the blockchain. It's not just like once or twice. Let me go check on some stuff. It's a continual. They have a 24-hour, automated system that works behind closed doors. Everybody thinks that Certic is just like a small group, but they have a lot of automated systems that do monitor. They do a lot of the audits and stuff like that. So if anything changes, not only does your score change, Certic's alerted, and then they alert the founders and security, and they take security measures and things like that. So that's probably be our biggest ally outside of the custom coding.
Hey, 21, if I could interject just a
Sure.
little
Yeah,
bit
yeah,
too to
yeah.
add to
Whatever you
that.
got, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, that yeah, the actual zero knowledge technology, the zero proofs, that's going to allow for a whole nother grandoso type of level of security too that you don't see, that you haven't seen before. And with that, the transaction proofs, and I think that's something that's not really talked about. That's going to bolster the security within this bridge, situation. So Definitely, if you don't know about those zero proof, that'll take up way too much time. But get to know that because that's what we have here. Lots of EVM technology, lots of zero technology going into those because the L3 is loaded with it. So that's going to you have to understand how that works, but it's pretty damn cool, and it's going to help with that security. It's next level security when it comes to that transactions and things of that nature.
Yeah, and it's and the more and I know like and I know you asked about the bridge as well. So the bridge is a little bit different in the sense that it has validators on the L1 using listening nodes that listen and validate all transactions coming in. You know what I'm saying? So that may help your bridge question a little bit better if I didn't hit it, the first time. Sorry about that.
No, no, all this is helpful. Like, I'm just trying to learn more about crypto. There's so many different words, and the tech is very advanced. So,
I tell you,
like, zero knowledge proofs are very interesting. So,
I tell you what, man, we got a blog. Follow the blog. Start with the website, dude. Go to the website. We've got a lot of not recreational, but a lot of resourceful information there. There'll be a glossary coming soon. We're also going to have a thing called Paw Academy. We're going to have blog posts coming out that are really, really, really educational and very, very helpful. We'll actually get the link put up top. Annie, I don't know if you're still with us, if you can hear us, if you can share it, or if not, I'll get it put up there for you just 1 second. But that blog is a gem, bro. It's got a lot of knowledge in there, and it's been comprised by some very smart people. So definitely follow along with the blog if you can. That'll help point you in the right direction. And again, if you have any questions, always come here. Feel free to tag any of us, and we'll definitely point you in the right direction if we don't have the answer.
Hey, also, if I can interject, crypto guy. So, Crypto Lounge and Wadi just did a video. I know Crypto Lounge had mentioned it. I don't know if you were here for it. They just did a 2 hour video on PAWChain's blockchain technology, and it was fantastic. And I highly recommend you check it out. If you, I don't know what your situation is, if you have that kind of time, just throwing that out there. We have like those two specifically are extremely knowledgeable with crypto. They're OG DGens. They're very intelligent. They host their own platforms. They're influencers. They're also involved in other projects, so you can learn a lot, not just about PawChain and the technology, but just crypto and the space and what's going on. Because they also talk about current events, with the spot ETFs. They talk about a lot of things crypto. So just throwing that out there for them.
Definitely, man. And just a quick reminder: I know we're very open about knowledge here. You won't find that in every project, and I'm not trying to say that we're better in any kind of way. What I'm trying to do is just prepare you as you get out there and you kind of navigate the crypto waters in the world. Just definitely do your own research, man, before you move forward and pull the trigger on anything like that. Definitely not financial advice, but just research as much as you can. There should never be any circumstance where you should feel pressured into making a fast and impulsive purchase. You should always have enough time to do your research, man. And if you're put in any situation like that, just try to, that it's probably not one that you should be in. So just definitely be careful. Always do your research, man. And knowledge is definitely your friend. So just always be careful.
Hey,
All right,
21.
man. Yep,
Sorry.
yep. Hey,
Sorry,
there she
sorry.
is. Hey, welcome back. I
Yeah.
forgot she was here.
There we go.
Hey, Annie, welcome
I
back.
know.
Welcome back.
There
I
we go.
stopped for a walk, came
Welcome.
back.
That's
So,
all right. No, I know you had some technical difficulties, so I just told everybody your mic. I think it was your mic that wasn't working. So I just
uh-huh.
know I'm just so glad you got it fixed and you're back. Good deal.
Yeah. Yeah, that was my. So, thank you though. So I just wanted to ask. Oh, by the way, yeah, I've been posting the yeah, I don't know, the website was not letting me do those things, but anyway, I posted those links. Well, on the you call it Jumbotron, right? On top on here in AMA,
Yeah, yes,
crypto guy.
yes, the jumbotron, the jumbotron.
A Jumbotron. So there's some posts they're published up there. So you're gonna find the first one for from Delomiro is a tweet that post that he made about the website PAWChain.com. You can find way a lot of information, pretty much all the information regarding the project, and we have a section for blogs. Uh, you can go through those blogs. There's really great information there. Short reads, but full of important information. You're gonna love it. It's very easy to follow. You're new to crypto, so I don't know how new you are, but I know the struggle. So you're not alone. We're trying to here in PodChain to make it more easier for people to absorb the knowledge, because there's a lot of technicalities that uh, I know even Steve, right? Who's Steve, right? Who is Steve? Well, you get to know Steve, but he's part of the dev team. I mean, all the dev team members, which are Steve, Effie, Ruggs, Fafo 365, and Bravo. They are the bridge. They are a bridge between the developers, the people building the code, right, and us, the community. So the information gets through them, and if, if sometimes even Steve and Favo and all of them, like they have to, like, okay, explain me more. Like one day, Steve said that he had like how many hours on a meeting with Pakishi, because he was going through every single thing, explaining all the technicalities on this on PAWChain. So it's a lot. And like at 21, I heard earlier he was explaining this a custom build from the ground up code, and there's no, you're not gonna find anything out there. All right, like PAWChain. So um, they wanna build the best. It's their pride, and um, man, I appreciate that as part of the community. You know, we uh asking for the best since I guess I, you know what, since the beginning. You mentioned, right, that you had the idea that PawSwap was going to be built on a different blockchain, Shibarium, right? But yeah, that to anyone explain the reason why we're not building on that blockchain anymore, and the developer say no, we're building our own, and we'll be the best, right? The best out there. So it takes time, and but yeah, I wanted to ask you, where, what AMA did you hear about Pa? Do you remember which was it, Crypto Guy? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it was the December 15th one where he displayed the diagram with the three levels, and it was 2 hour long on
Oh,
Discord. It's got about 1,000 views on YouTube now.
Nice, nice.
I just found it recently. But yeah, I found it. That's when I found you guys when I was researching it, and then I saw that video, and that's what really excited me about the project, and I kind of just dove right in right away because I could feel that the momentum was gonna pull the project up, which it did, as we saw during the Christmas time. So I kind of just went for it, and now I'm here.
oh, thank you very much. I was just curious, like, okay, that's nice. We should have more of those, right, Steve? If you're listening, or try
I mean,
to.
it was very helpful to understand where you guys were going with the idea and how big the idea could be. So I think that that one was really helpful and definitely something that is a good way to promote your project for anyone that's like seriously trying to get into crypto.
Wow, thank you very
Thank
much. Really appreciate it. Right?
Yes, yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, and thanks for coming up and introducing yourself, man. I really, it takes a lot for people to come up in spaces, and I, I really, I just encourage that. This is we try to make it as welcoming to everyone as we possibly can. We absolutely love when people, stop by and just tell us your story, like you did today, just how you heard about Paul, and what you've heard so far, what your thoughts on Paul. We love this. That's what the space is for. We could sit around and talk in the server all day to ourselves, but we do, we come out here to talk to everybody and kind of hang out, just talk Paul for a little while, see what's going on. So definitely thank you for that, man. Big salute for that.
Yeah, no problem. I was also curious about if you guys saw that Amazon is coming out with a wallet in their own crypto as well with the Amazon crypto card. I was wondering how you guys think that relates to Paw Chain with the Paw card and relates to the Paw merchant.
Good question. Good question. I'm not sure. I will have to take a look more. I'm not sure what network or what chain they'll be basing all their work off of. But as it relates, I was going to say Paul card is very popular, but crypto cards, whether it's crypto.com, Robinhood has one. I believe Gemini has an available card. There's quite a few different platforms that have a in parentheses crypto card available, and it's actually long overdue, and I think it's going to be a thing of the norm. Now, how that relates to Paul Merchant, I don't think just because there's a card that you can access your crypto with, it doesn't necessarily make it the same as Paul Merchant, because Paul Merchant is not only giving you a way to spend your crypto, it's also giving the vendors a way to accept that crypto payment, right? So one thing we have with the word adoption, we have a lot of people hollering it. It's very one sided. I think we touched on it earlier. It's very one sided. Like we're saying, hey, accept crypto, but then you have these vendors who have to transfer it over. They have to pay all these fees, all these. It's going to be gas. It's going to be this. They have to take it upon themselves to transfer that crypto over. What Paul Merchant does is gives them a seamless experience behind the scenes to be able to accept whatever crypto they want, swap it over, and it'll just into their native fiat. So they'll never even really realize that they're accepting the crypto payment. That'll be between you and the POS system. You know what I mean? So we're not only giving a way to accept or to pay with the crypto through Paul card, we're also giving the vendor a way to accept that Paul card, right? So being in an entire ecosystem and network like that, hopefully Amazon sees it, and if they don't, either build a replica, build on, build with, let's build together. And hopefully, we can send up a smoke signal and get a collab on or something like that. But I think in terms and how they correlate, I think a lot of things are going to be based on those cards like that. But as far as the network and how PAWChain differs from just a regular crypto card, will be mainly the Paul Merchant and how that stands out. Because like I said, it's not just one crypto. It's not a Bitcoin card, or it's not an Ethereum card. Um, Paul Merchant will give them the ability to accept whatever crypto they want and swap it over to their native currency. It's not just all about Paul. Like, you can only accept Paul. Like, they're giving them the tools to do the mass adoption for the crypto space as it should be. It's not basically, and it's cool. And if they do swap to Paul, and if they use the network, that's going to be great, because what is the gas token of the network? There you go. It's back to Paul. So no matter what, we're promoting this building because we all stand to benefit and gain from it. It doesn't matter how you tie into the Paul chain. It doesn't matter how, what utility you use. Everybody stands to win if you're going to use the tools to kind of build in this ecosystem. And I think that's yeah, I think that pretty much sum it up and how they kind of tie in together. And I think that's how they'll be relative. And hopefully one day we'll be able to integrate, different payment systems into the Paul chain. And I'm sure that that's already, being talked about or whatnot. So yeah, I think that should cover it. If not, let me know. We can touch back over it.
Yeah, and it's DeFi, pretty much, right? That's decentralized way on our end for Paul Merchant is decentralized compared to I'm sorry, Amazon card. So just, I mean, it's implied, right? 21.
Oh yes, no. Also, yes, Paul Merchant is permissionless, so it is a permissionless. So that's going to be it's I guess whenever they say permissionless, it's not going to be like a regular like network and things like that with the congestion. It'll be permissionless. So I think everything will move a lot smoother, if you will.
Well, see, and that's the advantage of having a complete blockchain infrastructure with the 1, 2, and the 3 all combined, working together seamlessly cross chain. This is what's so great about that. It's independent. I always talk about independency. You have that here. And when it comes to the POS, one of the main problems in solutions that Paul is bringing is that speed problem when it comes to that cryptocurrency transfer to fiat. It takes a while, but under this particular infrastructure, it's pretty quick. And you have APIs too. We don't talk about those APIs. There are APIs that are going to be able to be, shifted and allowing these vendors to do this seamlessly. This is
And
really cool.
and also too, I'm glad you said that too, Crypto Lounge. One other thing I'll mention is the on and off ramp. We don't talk about that enough, but eventually we're gonna have an on and off ramp that's gonna make fiat to crypto a lot different than how we're used to and how we've done it in the past. So and that being with the Paul card. I don't know if Amazon's doing the same or whatnot, but that's gonna set our Paul Merchant, and that's where the Paul card will fall under the Paul Merchant. That's going to very set it aside very significantly. The on and off ramp will be a new way to crypto, because it'll be a new way to turn your fiat into crypto for fractions of the price. So I think it's going to be really cool, and that'll give us definitely a great leg up in that little race we just discussed. As far as the cards, the marketplaces, and things like that. But yeah, definitely great question, man. Great question. Anytime you have them, definitely bring them back. I loved all the questions and great content. Um, I know we are touching up on 5:43, so I guess I'm gonna go ahead and I'll be the bad guy. I know we've had a great space today. We've had an awesome space, but we do have to be respectful to our our counterparts on the other side of the world. I'd like to just go ahead and bring it around to closing thoughts and stuff like that if y'all like to. We'll start closing it down, and we know that way we don't keep everybody up too late. And we'll start with you, crypto guy. I'll let you kick it off, man. Thanks for joining again. If you just want to give us a quick closing thoughts, well, normally how we do it, we go around to each speaker, just let them say goodbye, closing thoughts, things to leave the community with, and then we'll, say our goodbyes and see you next week. So if you want to kick it off with your closing thoughts, feel free to, man. And then just for a heads up, I'm gonna circle back around to you, High Ace, next. So just a heads up, brother.
Yeah, nice to meet everyone, and thanks for having me on. It was good to talk to everyone, and I'll see you guys in the chats.
Always, man. Thanks for having again. Thanks for stopping by. Always a pleasure to have you. And Mr. Hayes, and oh, you know what? Before we go any further, we got to take a time out. I saw Power come up. I'm so sorry, brother. I just saw you were added to the speakers. Before we go any further in closing thoughts, let's give Mr. Power 50K just a few minutes to let us know what jumped off the pages for him for Paul this week, man. Welcome, bro. Great to have you. And my deepest apologies, man. I didn't see you till just now, brother.
Oh, no worries. Thanks a lot. No, I don't have much. I just wanted to wish everybody a happy new year. Excited for this year. A lot of great things in the pipeline. And just noticing, a lot of new faces in these community spaces over the past few weeks, which is awesome. Um, you know, Feel free to come up here and, let us know how you heard about us, any questions. Always love to hear from new people. And, a lot of us hang out, share knowledge, just have fun on the Discords and the Telegrams. Um, hoping to see more new faces in there as well. So join both of those and, come say hello. But that's it. Take care, everyone.
Always good to have you, man. Always good to have you. It's a pleasure. Thanks for stopping by. And Power's a great community member. He's live on Discord. And great information, great knowledge, man. Great seeing you around, and always great to see you here, bro. Always appreciate your efforts. And all right, Mr. High Ace, what you got for closing thoughts, man?
Yeah, just great to see that Annie actually got to say something this evening. A little bit late to the party, but we forgive her. Yeah, again, on security, again, just to remind everybody, look after your wallet. Paul will do the Paul side, you look after your side. And again, great to be here now, 2024. We're just getting started. Bring it on. Thanks very much and Happy New Year, guys.
Thanks again, High Ace. Always glad to have you. Always glad to see you, man. Always welcome in the space. Thanks for all the efforts, Discord, activity. Always good to have you, man. Always good to see you. Thanks again. Appreciate it. Then we're gonna come over here to Sir Shibs, and after that we'll go to you, Delusia. Just a heads up. But if you want to give us your closing thoughts, what you have for the week, sir?
Yeah, sure. No, also wishing everybody a happy new year and happy to see that you guys all made it here again today. Um, and for all of the new people here, there's another space during the week, I think on Thursdays. Depending on your time, depending on where you live, depending on many different factors, but never be afraid to ask a question. There's always someone who will be able to answer it for you. We've got the Discord that was already mentioned and the Telegram. There's all of us here on X. Just this past week, I think it was this past week, we had the Gate IO AMA with Fafo who nailed it, and then you 21 on what was it, Web3 Dubai space there. So if you've got questions, and I know it's not easy to come up and talk, I can totally appreciate that. But if you just like to listen, just to hear what's going on, there's no shortage of places for you to just sort of slide in and listen, or type your message even, or type your question, and 100% guarantee that it will be answered. Maybe not right on the spot, as someone mentioned before. It might take the person might have to go find the answer, but they will 100% get back to you. So yeah, just really grateful for these spaces. Again, thanks everyone for showing up, and have a great week. I look forward to seeing you guys next week.
Oh, always a pleasure to have you, sir. Definitely appreciate it, man. And thanks for stopping by, spending the day with us, spending the afternoon with us. And always a pleasure to have you, man. Always appreciate your contributions and the great work you do out there on the front lines, man. If y'all don't follow sir and some of the stuff he does, and I implore you to that's going to be your greatest follow of the day. Give him a shoot him a follow, man, and take part of some of what he does. He does some great efforts. He does some great campaigns, and he's just an all around great dude, man. So thanks for being here and thanks for hanging out with us, bro. We're definitely glad to have you.
Well, thanks a lot, buddy. Same to you.
Appreciate it, brother. Mr. Delusia, and after that, we'll come up to you, Crypto Lounge. Just a heads up, bro. And Delusia, what you got for closing thoughts, brother?
Hey, thank you so much. Yeah, massive shout out to Sir Shibs and everybody in here. Everybody, go ahead and give each other a follow. Like everybody, follow each other. That's how we grow. That's what we're all here to do is grow the ecosystem, the technology, the community, the vision, financial freedom and financial wealth, decentralization, the revolutionizing DeFi as we know it. That's what we're here to do. Um, and I think look out, get active in the Discord, folks that are new. Get involved, reach out and talk to folks. Like I said, the Discord and Telegram, they're popping off. It's fun in there, and we're respectful in there. People know their boundaries, and if they don't, they quickly learn their boundaries. And it's like it's a great community. And I think this month we're going to have a lot of great things coming next week. Oh, also we need to make sure for our Spanish speaking community members that are new, or if you know anybody who is Spanish speaking and interested in the community, we have a Spanish speaking space that is hosted by Annie or Jay or Jimbo or whoever is available. And those happened. That happened today earlier. I wasn't able to make that one, but definitely we want to get the Spanish community and our Latin community larger and grow that, as well as whatever other communities and members we have. We have different language Discord channels, and you know definitely reach out in there if you need assistance in another language. And then I guess next week, personally, there's me and a few other community members been working on something for quite a while, and I'm hoping, and I know there's some folks in here who know what I'm talking about, and I'm hoping that we can go ahead and talk about that next week. It's going to be super awesome for the community, especially with this cold weather that we got going on, and with all these awesome designs and all of the new logo. The new logo is getting out there. The image is getting out there. Paw is getting out there, and I want a more IRL getting out there advertising experience, and that was what drove me to spark a community project with a few others. So hopefully we can launch that and talk about that next week. So I'll leave that cliffhanger. Much love. Always great to be up here. And 21 and Annie, I'm great for getting you in, and grateful for you being here. 21, thanks for hosting this, and Crypto Lounge for spreading that knowledge, bro. And Wadi, I know you're here. Again, check them out for everyone who wants like really, really good explanations and in thorough detail explanations of the innovative technology that we're dealing with here. And then that space of the 121, you just knocked it out the park, bro. Good job on the Web3 Global. That was fantastic. And Fafo doing the one with Gate.io, where he stayed up in his car in the garage all night because of time. That's dedication. That is dedication. The dude is just like me. He's a dad. He's got kids. He's a working man. He's a 10 o'clock and that's a wrap kind of guy. And he stayed up, for well beyond his need of duty to educate and to share and to folks across the pond, because it was held by Gate.io, which is, I believe, UK based. And then Danny was the host, and he was from Japan. I was super stoked about that. Y'all know me. You know my love for Japan. So, but that was super cool. Listen to that space. But anyways, I appreciate the floor. Happy New Year's to everybody. I'm glad everyone was safe because you're here, and I can't wait for the next space. And just keep your eyes out. A lot of great things coming, folks.
Thank you, man. I always appreciate it. Yeah, and I'm excited for the drops too, man. I hope that Yeah, I'm with you, man. I know everybody's gonna love that. And it's gonna be super. I hate to do y'all like that, man, but y'all gonna love it, man. It's gonna be exciting. It's gonna be cool. So yeah, it's definitely.
Cliffhanger, dude. It's cliffhanger, bro. It's a cliffhanger.
I'm gonna wait. It's
Everyone
just gonna be worth the wait.
excited and feel.
It's gonna.
Don't worry. We cover them heads. We cover them heads. Don't worry.
It's gonna be worth the wait, man. It'll be nice. It'll be nice. But yeah, man, I always appreciate the contributions, everything, the artwork, the music, everything you put forth for Paul, man. It's just, especially the efforts, man. Big salute to you, brother, and you know, best blessings in all you do. Come up here to Mr. Crypto Lounge, and after that, we'll go to you, Miss Annie, and then we'll be done for the evening. Crypto Lounge, you have any closing thoughts for us this week?
Yes, sir. I want to wish everybody a happy weekend. We're closing this first week within the new year, so it's going to be a hell of a year for Paul. We all know that, so buckle up. And I think Hayes mentioned it earlier. Be careful with your wallets, guys, because we're going into this bull run season. A lot of scams are going to start. It's already percolating, but there's going to be a lot of phishing scams, weird links. Uh, you guys already know PAWChain does not do airdrops. Just be mindful of that, because I would hate for anybody to lose their hard-earned money in this space. Just like that. A hell of a year. Be safe out there, and we'll see you on the next one.
Definitely, man. And yeah, if you haven't followed Crypto Lounge by now, definitely shoot him a follow. Just stop by the YouTube, man. I'm there. I've watched more YouTubes. I think I've watched more of his YouTubes than I have music videos and stuff throughout the day. So there's a lot of great content there. There's a lot of knowledge coming from that channel, man. I definitely got to give you a big salute. Him and Wadi do great jobs as far as crypto education. Excuse me, pardon me, y'all, and things like that. So if you have a chance, stop by the YouTube, drop a subscription. It doesn't cost you anything. It's free, man. Show some love, show some support. Drop some comments. It's that easy, and it's really worth it. So big salute for that, man. And it's always been a great honor to have you here. I know Crypto Lounge got in early with Paul. He was here on board through the ups and downs, through a lot of the stuff, man. So it's definitely been a pleasure to be up here with you, bro, and do some of these AMAs and moving from Discord to Twitter, and it's been really cool, man. So definitely been a pleasure to have you. All right, and that'll be it for me this week. And I'm gonna leave it with Miss Annie to say her last words, and we're gonna close it out. So thank y'all for coming. Definitely appreciate it. Hope to see y'all back next week, next Saturday. Again, if you're new, stopping by, join the Discord, join the Telegram, say hello, and always glad to be here and be a part of this great community and this project. Love everyone, and it's definitely an honor and a pleasure for me to be here. Appreciate the kind words, Delusion, and everybody else today. That was very, very thoughtful, and I appreciate it. So just want to touch on that. And Miss Annie, your closing thoughts, and you got the floor, ma'am.
Oh, thank you so much, 21. Man, you're so good today. Well, every day. I think it's a mic. No, I'm just kidding. No, it was awesome. Thank you.
Thank
Just
you, thank you.
kidding. Just kidding.
Every
No,
now
no.
and then I have my days. Every now and then I have my days.
No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. No, no. Thank you for taking over the space. I couldn't do it earlier. Some issues with this uh X, but yeah. I'm gonna blame Elon this time. Sorry, Elon. So the well, thank you everyone for coming in and to listen to us talk about the community and what's ahead of us, right? What's happening, and I really appreciate the crypto guy coming here because it's always great to hear, get to know the community, the new members, to see what they think about the project, what questions they have, and always ask ask a new person, invested where they found out about, you know, POC. I think it's a good thing to know, you know. Um, we're trying to get more of those spaces on Discord with the development team. So I'm so glad you mentioned it was on Discord. So that's something that we can, it backs up the idea of having those more often. And thank you very much. So thank you, Lucia, for mentioning the space, the Spanish space. Um, Thank you very much. We just, it's we got few people coming little by little, and just working on it, right? It's gonna get better. It's gonna get bigger. It's gonna be more. Uh, should I say famous? PAWChain is gonna be out there. Like you better believe it. You know. So um, congratulations to everyone here. You guys are early, and looking forward to beta, PAWChain beta to be released, and you know, a little patience. Thank you very much for that. We want the best of the best, so that takes a little bit of time, and like we're seeing right now. So, one more thing I was gonna say before we close. If you are out there on other communities sharing about PAW, okay, um, any other project, if you want to talk about a project and promote it, please be kind, be respectful of those server rules. Um, so we don't want you to be banned if you go in other servers talking about PodChain. That's a bad look for us. Okay? If you go on a server talking about us, don't just be kind. Just follow the rules. All right? So we're not that kind of project. Okay? We're welcome to other projects. This is a blockchain. This is an L1, L2, and L3. And we are open uh, to other communities to build on our blockchain. So please keep that in mind when you promote PodChain. So let's keep it that. It's been since the beginning. You know, if you were here since February, you know how it's been uh, with the FUD and attacks, and we're just here. You know, we're doing our own thing in building. So please take note of that and just keep it in your mind. All right. So well, thank you. Everyone for being here. Thank you, 21, for an great job as always. Thank you, Crypto Launch, for being here. You're amazing. I love your spaces and Waddies and your team over there in YouTube. You guys are great. I love it. And uh, you know, the Twitter gang. I call it the Twitter gang. Delusia and Sir Ships, highest crypto guy. Thank you for being here. Dennis, Fa, Robin Hood, Bacano. Thank you, Bacano, for being there earlier. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna cut it. I'm sorry. Just sorry. I'm so sorry. I always talk too much. But anyway, you have a great night. Thank you for coming. Let me just ask Touching to close it. Have a great weekend, everyone.